Hello and welcome to The Print. I am Aman, and in our Great Speeches series today, we look at a speech delivered by former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi at a conference on family planning in Chandigarh in 1968. We revisit this speech today to mark World Population Day, observed annually on 11 July. The day aims to draw attention to global population issues, such as family planning, maternal health, and poverty. India, the world's most populous country, is home to over 1.4 billion people, a number that grows by about 15 million every year. Questions about population growth, fertility rate, and public welfare keep returning to debates and discussions, with experts often divided on whether India's massive population is its strength or weakness. In the 1950s, a rapidly rising population had become a concern for India, a country that had limited resources for its people and saw the population explosion as an obstacle to economic development. This led to the launch of the world's first national family planning program in 1952. In a 1968 speech, Indira Gandhi began by calling family planning a people's program whose success depends on individuals. She said, family planning is an accepted official policy in India, but our program will not succeed if it remains only an official program. There are some development plans which can be taken up and completed by a few for the many. There are programs which can be completed by the government, but family planning is truly a people's program. Its success rests on individual citizens. They have to be approached, persuaded, prompted, and helped to practice family planning. End quote. The PM stressed that having smaller families could be better for people's health and lead to greater prosperity for society at large. She said, it should be proved to every village and to every family that a smaller, more compact family makes for better health and greater happiness for the family and hence for more prosperity for the village. End quote. Gandhi highlighted that even when development programs yield results, benefits aren't evenly distributed. She said, any program which promises improvement in the living standards of the people is usually taken advantage of by those who are already slightly better off. Higher education helps the urban middle class more than the rural working class. Even something as uncontroversial as a library helps only the literate and leaves untouched those who cannot read. Thus, many of our development plans often leave the poorest and the weakest where they are, while the slightly better off become stronger. In the process, disparities increase. End quote. Gandhi did not lose sight of the dangers that came with setting targets for family planning, which she argued was important. She said, we cannot do without targets. But the danger of fixing targets is that in the quest for figures, the desirable is sometimes subordinated to the practicable. A second danger of the target approach is that too little attention is given to the stabilization of gains through follow up and maintenance checks. End quote. The PM said advanced countries practice family planning despite significant opposition to it, while in India, people were least motivated. She said the compelling reason was that the progress already made prompted them to ask for more progress. Our own country, with its mass poverty, cannot leave this task to individual motivation, because such motivation comes only after a certain level of education or economic betterment has already been reached. End quote. Gandhi noted several advantages India had when it came to family planning, but described people's attitude as the biggest hurdle. She said, the biggest enemy of family planning in India is the lassitude of our people. Even when they are convinced of the benefits of a course of action, they make little attempt to exert themselves. End quote. The PM also addressed concerns that family planning would weaken the political power of various groups. She warned against spreading false beliefs. She said, there is propaganda to the effect that the family planning program will upset the relative population ratios of the various groups in our country and thus perhaps weaken their political power or bargaining position. This pernicious doctrine may well convince people because of its fallacy. History shows ample proof of the spread and influence of false beliefs. The control of one's family gives greater opportunities for education and medical care and is, therefore, equally important for all groups, minority or otherwise. End quote. Gandhi called for a scientific approach to family planning, appealing to scientists to help regulate world population. The PM said, for the last 100 years or so, medical research has concentrated its energies on combating death and alleviating pain. In the last few decades, science has also turned its attention to improving agricultural production. Science must now concentrate on the mysteries of birth so that individual families can regulate their size, nations can regulate their population, and this planet can decide how many people it should support and at what levels of happiness. End quote. Thank you for joining us on Great Speeches. For more from The Print, become a subscriber at theprint.in/subscribe. I am Aman in Delhi.